It's Riaz Megji for City News here in Vancouver, and it's a new year, and chances are you may be looking for change, especially on the job front. Well, HR expert Debbie Carreau weighed in on the idea of the signs of when you know it's time to make a move and how to quit without burning a bridge.
The first is, do you really dread going to work? So we all kind of have days where we don't feel like going to work, but do you truly get anxious or depressed or stay up all night just thinking about, oh my goodness, I don't want to go to work tomorrow? That's definitely a sign.
What about the procrastination factor of just we have a good intention, but we are consistently putting things off?
That's another one too. Is if you find you're sort of going through your whole day and you're not really getting anything done, you're just sort of staring into space, or you're looking at Facebook all day and you're just really not motivated to do anything, that's usually a sign it's time to move on.
The growth factor, big key in this?
That's a huge one. So if you're sort of seeing that your career is stalled, that either they're not noticing your potential or there's nowhere to grow and there's nowhere to move upwards, absolutely that's one as well. It's time to move on if you can't move up.
What are some signs of the impact the work environment or work culture can have on this decision to create change?
So if it's ever negative, you want to get out right away. So if there's harassment, discrimination, bullying, I mean, the reality is it's not worth your health to risk. If it's a horrible, toxic work environment, you definitely want to get out.
You also have some great advice on how to quit the job without burning bridges, and there's a whole board of tips, and we can bring these up to take a look and go through the list, because you want to end on a good note if it is time for a change. But take us through these of some of the key points.
Perfect. So the first one is, make sure you tell your boss in person and put it in writing. So if you know you're going to resign, make an appointment with your boss to actually sit down and have a conversation about it. Be brief, and then have your written resignation ready to go. Not only is it common courtesy, but it's also important long after you and your boss are gone that there's a written record of when you worked there, and more importantly, that you left of your own accord.
You know, this last note, if you can jump to it, asking for a reference when you leave, how important is it to get that reference letter in writing as opposed to saying, will you be my reference, and just have somebody call that boss, your current boss, when the time is right?
So chances are they're going to call as well, but you really want the reference letter for a couple reasons. One is its documentation, so you do actually have the proof. And more importantly, more and more people are changing jobs today, so you really want to be able to find someone at that last employer. The biggest challenge we find is we want to contact a previous employer from 2, 3, 5 years ago. You call and no one remembers you there. So having that reference letter not only shows you have a good job, but it is that record in case you can't find someone.
For more information on changing jobs or perhaps even looking for a new one, check out Debbie's website at inspiredhr.ca. For City News, I'm Riaz Megji.